We're like the Gilmore Girls, but with bigger boobs.
Ginny and Georgia on Netflix could have been an excuse for a Gilmore Girls-style TV show. A sensitive mother-daughter drama with easily digestible life lessons. The week after episode, the titular characters cycle among love partners, varying degrees of deceptions, new friendship, and mayoral contest, and yes, even criminal conduct. With that in mind, Ginny and Georgia is half thriller, half coming-of-age drama, with a dash of humor thrown in for good measure. So let's talk about everything you need to know in Ginny and Georgia Season 2. Spoilers ahead! Watch out and take care. The series opens with Ginny and Georgia in a precarious situation. Georgia Miller, played by Brianne Howey, is a cunning 30-year-old single mother who decides to settle down in New England with her alienated 15-year-old daughter, Ginny, and her 9-year-old son, Austin, after a series of terrible occurrences that keep the family on the move for almost a decade. The first season's 10 episodes examine Ginny's strained relationship with her reclusive mother, as well as her first explorations into friendship and romance, all while addressing problems of race, class, and identity.
Please call me Ginny.
Is it true that Ginny and Georgia has been renewed for a second season? Well, yes! Ginny and Georgia got renewed for a second season by Netflix on April 19th. Quote, "We are so grateful for the wonderful response and affection you have all shown Ginny and Georgia," said showrunner Deborah J. Fisher in a statement according to Variety. "We are very excited to return to Wellsby for season 2. Ginny and Georgia was destined for a second season, based on its sheer popularity. 52 million homes watched the show in its first 28 days. Despite the show's mixed critical reception, notably when Taylor Swift aimed the show's misogynistic joke about her, although the line was heavily criticized, it's apparent that people fell in love with the show nevertheless. Antonia Gentry, Ginny's actress, teased the press about what's to come in the second season at the MTV Awards in May 2021. Quote, "It's a ride on a roller coaster. I don't know all the specifics, but I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm sure it'll be a complete combination of excitement, plot, and crazy," she stated.
Oh my God.
Gotcha.
So the question is, when will season 2 of Ginny and Georgia be released? A second season will not be released as quickly as we had hoped. According to what's on Netflix, season 2 began filming this November after being renewed in April. Gearing up to film season 2, let's take a peek back at filming season 1, episode 1, the show's Instagram page said in mid-October. So, when can we expect it to be available on Netflix? Season 1 took roughly 4 months to film, and according to what's on Netflix, the best guess right now is that Ginny and Georgia season 2 will slip onto Netflix in mid to late 2022. Are you ready for an Easter egg? Well, keep watching to find out.
Oh, God. Okay, ow. I have a concussion.
Now, let's talk about what the cast and crew have said about season 2. During season 1, the cast and crew were tight-lipped, yet incredibly excited for a second season. Fisher told Entertainment Weekly that they wanted to keep talking about Ginny and Georgia for a very long time. On the other hand, the show's creator, Sarah Lampert, told OfraMag.com, "The season 1 just felt like a season 1. We've only just begun to peel back at some of the layers of all of the characters we want to explore." Could Ginny and Georgia rekindle their romance in season 2? The answer is a resounding yes, which Howey and Gentry agree. Gentry told Elle in an interview a few weeks later, "I want to see Ginny get her hands filthy. I want to see her morph into Georgia a little more. I'm looking forward to seeing her really dig in and exhibit that vicious streak I know she has. That would be a lot of fun to investigate." She also revealed that one aspect of her character's wardrobe would change substantially in season 2. Think absolute 180. I'll leave it at that. She divulged to us. She also discussed the new Ginny with Bustle, stating that her character has a new sense of self-confidence and isn't afraid to stand out, believing that it would be a lot of fun to play with.
Does that make sense?
Who will be coming back for season 2? Considering Ginny left Wellsbury, it's unclear who we expect to see return, primarily since the show could occur somewhere else, such as Boston. However, we can only speculate on what may happen next. Hopefully Ginny will make her way back so that we can see all of our favorite characters again. Before we continue with the video, here's a fun fact about the show. Did you know that season 1 was inspired by Sarah Lampert's own high school experiences? Although Ginny and Georgia's drama can appear larger than life at times, The writer's own high school days directly inspired many of Ginny's coming-of-age experiences. She even says in an interview, "My tampon flew across the room, smacked my crush on the forehead when I fell on my way out of 9th grade Spanish. I was also arrested for shoplifting. My mother organized a sophomore sleepover. And I've been involved in a very public love triangle, so it was critical to keep the show grounded in reality."
Yeah, I'm the best. Is that a burrito?
Let's continue with the video. What will Ginny and Georgia Season 2 be about? The first season finished with a slew of new cliffhangers. Did Ginny and Austin actually flee? What's the story with Ginny and Marcus? In the spirit of love, will Georgia's wedding to the mayor take place? In addition, is Georgia going closer to the clink? We need answers! Unfortunately, we only have one response. The ending foreshadowed the reappearance of Austin's father in Season 2. There is so much going on in the finale that you might have missed it. But we never find out what Austin is doing when he misses school. And our hunch is that the father has arrived. Furthermore, we know that Ginny mailed Austin's letters to his father, which appears to frighten Georgia. "Did you put our return address on?" she demands of Ginny. But the storyline is quickly overshadowed by, well, everything else that happens in the last episode. Scott Porter, who plays Mayor Paul, indicated that there may be more to this straight-laced character than meets the eye. As far as Mayor Paul goes, I have had doubts where he came from since day one, because of things that he says in the program. He turned to Brown for help. He received an Ivy League degree before abandoning it to travel the world, backpack, teach English, and gain a perspective on a very different world from many people who want to fast-track their lives into politics. But then, upon his return to the United States, he's accomplished it magically. What motivates someone like that? He's multi-dimensional, yet he's also quite direct and concentrated. So what caused him to be that way? I'm pretty interested in learning more about his family and where he originated from. One thing is for sure, the show will not shy away from showing different personalities and somewhat relatable situations. One of the most endearing aspects of Ginny and Georgia is its refusal to avoid essential discussions about race, identity, sexuality, and ability. Ginny's anger and struggle to fit in are evident because she is mixed and predominantly white, and her lesbian best friend Maxine is depicted struggling to date in the early series as one of the school's only out students. On the other hand, the show includes Maxine's father, a deaf guy who spends his entire series just vibing. Gentry has been more open about the show's commitment to diversity. In an interview with W Magazine, she stated, "When I was growing up, I never saw a biracial lead. I didn't see interracial couples or tales on television or in movies very often, and it wasn't until later on that I realized just how much I wish I had." Meanwhile, Padma's actress Rebecca Ablack told Brown Girl magazine, "The show does a really amazing job at creating these young people who are trying to find out race and sexuality. I could relate to the conversations between these individuals that I had when I was younger. It's impossible for me to not identify with these people since I am a woman of color living in a world designed for whiteness." The cast has also spoken out regarding the show's use of American Sign Language. Sara Waisglass, who plays the obnoxious adolescent Maxine, mastered the language for the role. On a personal level, the addition of ASL was a heavenly experience. For this part, we literally had to learn a new language, she explained. It's simply incredible, and it's all-inclusive. That is my favorite feature of the show. That struck me as a fantastic idea.
God, she is so banging.
Before we end this video, we want to highlight the Easter egg left from the season finale for Season 2. Ginny's desire to cut ties with her mother is logical, given that Georgia has murdered someone. But where do a 16-year-old girl and her 9-year-old brother go? Austin is plainly a juvenile, and Georgia is a single parent. So isn't that, kidnapping? Our best bet is that they will try to stick with Zion. Ginny looks up to her father, and Zion and Austin appear to be close as well. Also, in the closing voiceover, Ginny talks about being on the run, precisely like Georgia, and going to her father's house is not going on the run. In an interview with TV Line, Gentry seems to support this theory. I'm not sure if you noticed, but when she's packing her bag, she grabs the book that Zion gives her. And if you're paying attention, you'd notice that he includes an address. He has that secret-coded message in it, and she discovers that it's his address in Boston. So I think it's reasonable to conclude Ginny is on her way to Zion. But I don't want to tell people what to believe, even though the evidence is all there. Well, that makes sense that she would go to her father's house, although Georgia would undoubtedly try to find her there. So far, have you come up with any of her theories? Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and please subscribe and hit the like button. You can turn on the notification icon so you don't miss out on any of our incredible videos.
Ah! Oh my god! Hello?
That's all for today. See you in the next video.